the mind is so clever and so strong, and it keeps us in its grip and doesn't allow us to step out of it. And the mind keeps getting us trapped into wanting to know things. What is it? Why does it happen? And we keep getting caught between the what and the why. And so, what is the curiosity part of it? When we say, what is that? What did he say? What are you thinking? What is going to happen in the future? That curiosity, that need to know comes from the mind. And when we let go of the what, we get hold of the why. Why does it happen? Why does this happen to me? Why do I get headaches? Okay, we want to know the why, the reason behind it. And the mind understands that if you give the person a reason, it will always be caught. So then the mind says, oh, it's gluten. And we say, okay, I will not eat gluten. And then we suddenly start to find, because the mind has found a reason, the mind is at ease. When the mind is not at ease, some kind of a discomfort in our body comes. Instead of understanding that the mind is not at ease, what do? We start to go through the why of it. And we create some association. And then the mind understands that there is a reason. And the mind suddenly becomes in control. And suddenly we are absolutely feeling okay. And therefore saying, oh, it's actually to do with gluten. Right? And we create this association. And because this association has worked for us, our mind is reinforcing it. Yes, that it is because of that. And then suddenly the problem goes away. Because actually the mind has found something to hold on to. Mind is always looking at something to hold on to. It's like a monkey. Monkey is always wanting to hold on to the rope or to the wire or to something. Doesn't want to let go of it. A mind is like a monkey mind. That's why we say it's monkey mind. It catches on to something. It needs always a reason. And if you give it a reason, it just picks it up and says, this is true. And suddenly we feel okay. Because it's got its reason. But we don't realize that by doing this, we are continuously getting trapped. We let go of one thing, we get trapped into another world. And we keep creating divisions, separations, rigidity, and problems. Because in the world without the mind, none of this exists. It just is. We have lost our ability to see things without finding a reason behind it. We don't see things as they are. We don't experience them as they are. We always want to know the reason for it. Oh, I'm having a headache. Instead of saying, oh, I'm having a headache, I deal with it. The mind is working. Why am I having headaches? Right? And the mind is looking for a reason again. And then the mind will again wants an association to be built up. And this is the traps. These are the hooks that I have spoken about in Atma Chalisa, that our mind catches onto and makes these hooks. We're constantly hooking to something to give us some explanation. And in that explanation, we are trapped all our lives. And we can never be free. And the minute a small test comes, we start to go back and say, oh, no. Right? And that's how the mind is. It's so clever. It doesn't allow us to break free. And we don't see things as they are without trying to give a meaning to it. We're always trying to make sense out of it. And in this sense, we've become nonsense. And we've lost this feeling of what it is to be free like a child without any conditioning. The view of doing things without trying to make head or tail out of it. And just be in that experience. And so therefore when we are joyous, we are always trying to find reasons of why I am feeling joyous. Or if I'm unhappy, I'm trying to find out the reason why I'm feeling unhappy. And in this why, remember, this why is the faculty of the mind. As long as you are trapped in the why, the mind will never let you go. You're a prisoner of the mind. And that's what this whole world has taught us. We have been conditioned to look at this why. But we are not being told to go into the depths of the experience and let the experience, share with you what it really is. So as long as we are in this what and why, remember we are trapped. There is no liberation. There is no enlightenment. It is the world of the mind. And you have to guard against all this. Be very alert and aware that you don't slip into that mind. And that's why this initial phase, this silence is essential. Without silence, it won't happen. In silence only, you will have to talk to yourself and say, no, I'm not going to succumb to this. Otherwise, our monkey mind, you see, anytime you point out something to someone, we start to defend ourselves. We start to justify. We start to explain our point of view. Again, it's the mind. Because it does not like what it is being told. And therefore, it wants to defend. It wants to share what I am feeling. And then you say, can't I even share what I am feeling? You can share. But it's useless. All sharing, all this rationalization is coming from the mind. Mind will always have a reason. And how it is clever. First it tries to defend, then it tries to play the victim. It tries everything. That's what the mind's job. But if you go into silence and say, okay, I'm not going to react, all this conversation will play inside and will suddenly die down because you're not giving attention to it. Yeah? So when you get into that moment is where you need to stop yourself and understand mind is kicking in. It's what she just said. The mind starts to say, look, right? And in your moment of weakness, if you go back to it, it's gone. All that hard work you've done, because that was the test. All headaches cannot come only for one reason only. Right? But we conclude that everything is to do with that. And because you're doing it, the mind has convinced you. It's so easy, it's so tough to go, have this willpower and go forward. It's so easy to feel weak and run back and say, oh, no. That's why it requires courage. And nothing is powerless. Mind is powerless if you do not give it the power. But if you allow to control yourself, like having jam in the oats, then it will always control you. But if you've made your favorite food, your apple crumble, and you say, I'm not going to eat it before the evening, and inside there is a storm going on, you want to eat it, but you're controlling yourself. No. Then when you will eat it, A, the joy will be immense, and B, you would have reclaimed a part of you which you had lost, this resisting to temptations and doing exactly what your mind tells you to do. So this is all sadhana. It's part of sadhana. So the life of spirituality does not say be austere and do not enjoy yourself, but be disciplined. This path is of great discipline. Enjoy everything. The world is for enjoyment only. But enjoy it not with indulgence. Enjoy it with a rigor, with discipline. If you like berries to eat with your breakfast, please have them. I have 4-5 berries. Enjoy them. Next day again enjoy. Not that next meal also and then the next meal also till they are all finished. That is what? Giving into the taste and losing balance. Right? That sense of control, when it comes, it releases so many other things. You may think, oh, what does food have to do with my mind? It has to do everything. It is how we slip. It is how we go back into our patterns. When you check your patterns, you are checking your traps. It's like a mouse trap. How do you catch a mouse? You put a bait. You put a bread or something that the mouse likes, and the mouse gets into their trap and gets caught, right? Every day we go into the mouse trap of the mind every day and get trapped. You should watch yourself and you should write these things, observations. How many times in the day we get trapped in that mouse trap? That is what we need to check. That is what we need to control. Laugh at it. It's a game. And understand that without discipline, it will not come. Because we have been indisciplined all our life. Letting go. Now we are controlling it back. Okay? And slowly you are reclaiming yourself. You're reclaiming your authentic self. And you're coming out of the clutches of the mind which has controlled and manipulated you for so long. We have not been fooled by people or relationships. We've been fooled by our mind. And the mind, as I said, can justify anything in this universe. You give it anything, it will justify for you. It has created a rational. And if you agree with it, you're caught. And the whole our lives, layers, these are the layers. The layers are of this rationality it has created, and we have been one after the other by accepting. We have become like this. And now I find it very difficult to go back, to let go, to surrender. You see, if you understand how the mind works, and if you can understand that it is playing with you, and if you understand that where you get caught, you can also come back. It's so simple. Provided you see it as a game. If you see it as a heavy thing, if you put too much attention to your headache, or to your stomach, or to your whatever part of the body, then you're gone. Deal with it. Cope with, this is where you need to just, okay, alright, something is happening. There is something there, just take it and, get out of, this is not who you are, right? I'm not going to get caught in you. Anything you pay less attention to goes away. Anything you put more attention to will be part of your life. Isn't it? Anything you ignore wilts. Anything you put attention to grows. So you have to see. If you have to let go of certain things, then you have to stop paying attention to them. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, mind is fully controlling us all our lives. And these small little games that you play with yourself will help you to come out of things. And you'll become strong, powerful. Nobody can then make you sway. One small little problem and we start to feel excited about it or anxious about it. Doesn't matter.